What's illegal but people act like it isn't? Switching lanes without using a signal. Jesus Christ, it is one motion with your wrist. It is not hard. And what the FCK are you people doing? Do you just hope and pray no one rear ends you? How do you get through the week in one piece? Edit. Sampling bulk candy in grocery stores. Teenagers with leaking each other's nudes. I'm a teen myself and seen it happen to many classmates. Lots of kids don't realize you can get charged with CP as a minor. Dropping the cigarette butts on the ground. In South Africa. Literally everything. In the US. Telling non-managerial employees not to discuss wages. The National Labor Relations Act, which was passed in 1935, makes it illegal for an employer to prohibit you in any way from discussion of your wages with others, unless your management, as in, actually have control over other salaries. Then they can tell you not to disclose those. In the Netherlands. Scaffold theft. It is insane how much scaffolds get stolen. Worth of thousands of euros. Edit. Whoa. Honestly, I would never thought I'd get so much upvotes and my first Reddit awards. Thanks everyone. Not picking up after your dog. There's an awful lot of doggy landmines in the dog walking trails where I take my dogs. Entering the freeway at a very slow speed for no reason or stopping completely first for no reason. Edit. Also, I'll add slowing down while changing lanes. You are supposed to remain at the same speed or accelerate if needed. In my state, changing lanes and then hitting the brakes causes shitloads of accidents. That's why it's illegal in many states. Edit 2. I know there are exceptions for high traffic areas in larger cities. Like Seattle and LA. Some have lights to regulate how many cars can enter at a time. But they still have an acceleration lane to get moving after the light. Doing U-turns or turning left or right when there's signs saying it's not allowed. Stealing artwork photos from the internet and using it for commercial purposes without permission. Logos. Charts, etc. Not talking about older images that are public domain. Like Starry Night. I'm talking artwork done by currently living artists who are most likely trying to make a living off their work. Too many people think that just because it's on the internet means it's free to use. Low level stealing from work. Maybe a few pens that I'll leave in my pocket. The accidental AA batteries. The computer monitor. I work in downtown Seattle a lot. So heroin and having your dick out. Littering. I don't even care that it's illegal. It's the apathetic act itself and its repercussions that bother me. Rolling stops at stop signs. Insider trading. Texting while driving. I live in a college town. And I take a mile walk every morning. And I like to people watch while waiting at crosswalks. It's infuriating how people can just stare at their phones while driving. I could understand if it was just when stopped, though you shouldn't do it even then, but these people roll up to a light. Head tilted 90 degrees to the side. One hand on the wheel and it drives me nuts. Masturbating on an airplane. Thanks a lot. Bin Laden. In the UK. Using a cell phone while driving. I've seen so many people on their phones at stoplights. Light goes red. Head goes down to the phone. Light goes green. They snap up and take off. Or texting while driving on the highways. There's someone I know who would put their phone on the steering wheel and text the whole time when driving. Not using your damn turn signal. Underage drinking. Anything politicians, celebrities get away with on a daily basis. Also weed in my country because the police are too underfunded to care anymore. Speeding. I know people hot take the whole most cops won't pull you over if you're less than 5 miles per hour over norm to mean the speed limit is 60. So I'm going to go 65 because I can. That said, if everyone else is speeding, then it's sometimes safer to speed along with them than be the one person going the speed limit. Bribing politicians. Mine is watching PRN. Downloading torrents of movies, games, etc. Or downloading cars. Rolling stocks. Playing Lego after turning 100. Video game emulation. Yeah. Consoles are more or less legal. But ROMs are always illegal unless copied directly from a personal cartridge or disc. Sucks. Because archiving old games to a digital backup helps preserve their history. But the law doesn't seem to think so. Ignoring yield signs. Jaywalking. Came here to say this. I always wondered where this was actually enforced. Thought it was big cities like New York. Then I went to New York and realized you cross the street whenever you think you can do so without dying. Still wondering where it's actually a thing. Speeding, driving after drinking and or recreational drug use, having sexual relations in the store dressing room. Eating the grapes and cherries that you haven't bought. Eating fod out of the bulk bin. Tailgating. Recording a baseball game without the express written consent of Major League Baseball. I feel like not enough people acknowledge that defamation of character is a thing. You can't lie to hurt someone's reputation. Edit. I'm sorry. But how is this getting so many upvotes? Thanks. Edit 2. Not gonna edit this again. But I just wanted to say thanks for all the upvotes and whoever gave me the award. Also, I like all the different discussions and points everyone has been bringing up. And I do want to say that my definition wasn't the exact one. But you get the gist. Thanks again. Walking their dogs without a leash. This happened a month or two ago at a park I frequent. The dog kept running after disc golfers and chased people down the sidewalk while the girl just awkwardly walked to it like OMG so embarrassing lol. It ran across the street twice, which almost caused some accidents. One of the disc golfers offered to give her his extra leash, but his group ended up babysitting the dog while she just stood around not being a good owner. People yelled at her about the lack of a collar or leash and she just rebuffed the questions like I knew. It was just very painful to witness such a lack of awareness. Tailgating. Those assholes. Stealing. Holy shit. The amount of people that I saw when I had TikTok actively encouraging and giving tips for shoplifting was f***ing insane. Throwing stuff out of your car window. It literally makes me want to pick it up and throw it back at you. Deplorable. Throw your shit away at home. Smoking weed in states that have legalized it. So many people don't know the difference between decriminalized and legal. Weed isn't legal anywhere. It is still illegal federally. States do not have the power to legalize something that the federal government says illegal. They can just refuse to enforce the law. Aka decriminalizing it. But the feds can come in and shut down dispensaries and grow operations. Though, most of the time they won't bother. Downloading a vid from it without permission. Technically, photocopying pages of a textbook is copyright infringement. Also, sometimes I take a sip of water that hasn't been paid for while waiting in line at the store. A grown woman having sexual relations with a male minor. ARPing a male minor. Driving while high or while taking prescription medications that impair the ability to drive. If you are high, you are not a safe driver. Period. You can also be impaired while taking narcotics, strong anxiety meds, or sleeping meds. Yes. Some people are fine on anxiety medication. Others are not. DUI means driving under the influence. It's not just alcohol that impairs your cognitive abilities and motor skills. I don't care what drugs of any kind you want to use on yourself. It only becomes a problem when it affects and endangers others. If Instagram tells me anything. In Germany, it's actually illegal to demand money for using a public restrooms. For some reason though, Bank and Rast do exactly that and face no consequences. They demand you to pay to go on their toilets, which are literally everywhere. Together with Sanifa, they created an illegal business and make money with public restrooms. It's crazy how they just get away with it. I'm surprised no one has made a website yet that automatically syncs videos from different streaming sites so reactors can do their business somewhat legally, cause I swear one of these days some of these people are gonna be made an example and eat a giant lawsuit from one of the big media copyright owners. I mean, at least pirating sources are somewhat anonymous. These people literally put their faces in all their videos and are taking money from people through Patreon or their own sites while hosting what is essentially entire catalogs of shows illegally on Dailymotion etc. While putting a nice edited front on YouTube. Loitering. Poorly defined crime is generally used. Like disorderly conduct. Such laws may have at one time been well established and limited, but now they serve to give police a legal justification to harass members of the public over essentially trivial behaviors. F-king a dead moose. Rioting and looting. Technically speaking, sex while drunk is RP, as you can't legally consent while inebriated. Edit. But if you're both drunk, are you RPing each other? But if both people are drunk, then who's the rapist or RP victim? Is it then considered two crimes? So if both of you are plastered, is that just two-way rape? Sexual harassments, for example, people catcalling other people and grabbing their various body parts for no reason. Had an old guy tell me at my work that my eye contact was turning him on. Then he turned to the side to show me his boner. I'm 16. Everything illegal that politicians do. Spitting on the sidewalk. Giving a homeless person a place to sleep. Incredible amount of regulation involved in putting someone in a sheltered bed for the night. Yet the general public assume it's an easy process. Tax fraud. The way people, in America at least, just kind of expects all rich people and politicians to have done it. Like sometimes people get mad, but for the most part. Hitting your kids' pets. Hiring undocumented immigrants. Pirating movies. Hello FBI wallet leaked to report crim. California Vehicle Code 22454 special stops required. Driving past a school bus when the school bus has activated lights and the swinging stop sign. California Vehicle Code 22454. Drivers on both sides of the street must stop when the school bus's lights are flashing and or the stop sign arm is extended. Failure to do so is a massive fine and driver license suspension. Also weed. But we don't mention that. Semicolon. Female high school teachers having sex with their male students. You see a lot of male teacher rapes female student and then female teacher has sex with male student. It's F-king bullshit. Excuse me. I think the word you're searching for is rape. Virtually all gun control in the USA shall not be infringed. Overthrowing their government. If successful, the instance of overthrow is made retroactively legal. If unsuccessful, it wasn't really an overthrow. Was it? Removed. Politicians and celebrities having sex with kids and unwilling adults. As was pointed out, ARPing is a much more accurate term. ARPing. Picking a bunch of money off of the ground. Not illegal to pick it up. You're technically supposed to then turn it into a police station and wait X days, then if no one claims it, it's yours. Most people just don't do that last part.